They'll start on the ground here on first down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Ball again on second down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have the first. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only they're controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Hall again. It's David Ajabo there for the tackle.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's a give to Hall. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On play action, now Rodgers. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Mecole Hardman, 33 yards. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Now a timeout called for by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead at 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he is out of bounds here on the return. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. First carry now for Gus Edwards. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, That's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Carl Lawson in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. They were looking for a little spark and some breathing room. They got it right there, a gain of 14 and a first down.
I guess it's good we can't really read the mind of the defensive coordinator now, huh?
Had him pinned back there deep, give up that run. Can't be happy.
Yeah, whatever is in his mind right now, we probably couldn't say over the air.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Right back to him on first down. And he'll power his way up near the 25. 63 yards rushing for him now in the ballgame. Here's 2nd and 4 from the 24. A handoff for Hall. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Hall. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4 from the 33. Here's 2nd and 6. Rodgers wants to change the look. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. Room to maneuver at the 35. He may go. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Garrett Wilson, 67 yards. And the Jets have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Rodgers and the Jet offense staying out there. They'll go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2-0. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
More to kick. No run back here for Duvernay. Touchback out to the 25. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Now an option play on second down. And maybe the wrong read there as he's going to go down immediately. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On On third down, Jackson. Forced that. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the offense will cover this one up. Their own 10. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because
thank you for being a part of my YouTube stream.
And you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here's Hardman to return. A good head-down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards. And the Jets will take over. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first two drives. They still haven't given in. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Mecole Hardman. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Jets are able to add on to their first half lead. They'll try and run it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it. Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
Jackson. He's going to air one out. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Jets are going to have it here just past the 25. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. On play action, Rodgers. Oh, first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The final shot before half for Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. That's caught at the 25. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he was going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what pressure.
Looking for Aguilar, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Ashton Davis. Inside the 20.
And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown.
And, Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that. I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And they run the option on second down.
And holding in maybe the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. They lost 4 there, and it's third down.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Jackson now. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
The former 3rd overall pick, Quinnen Williams there to bring him down.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll come on to kick this one away. This is brought in at the 21. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
They'll run. It's Hall.
And a nice run to get this up over the 20-yard line.
80 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
David Ajabo able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Three quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Another run here with Dobbins. He's got it to the 43 here. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. Down to the 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, 43 yards. And the Ravens are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead drops from 34 down to 27.
How does it feel to be my latest victim in losing in Madden? How does it feel? Is it cool?
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They could definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run their offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it, and then tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
The Jets on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Hall ought to give up the middle.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Down the left sideline. He may go.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
You see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
And the touchdown apparently wasn't enough. They're going to go for the onside kick here. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Jackson going to change things up a bit. A give up the middle to Dobbins.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
If they want a first, they need to get the football to the 32 here on 3rd down. Jackson. Buying time to his left. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Now he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. Able to find Lazard. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A big play that time on the catch and run. 36 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to.
And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally because here they are in the final moments of the fourth. putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off.
This fielded right at the goal line. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Now they'll change things up.
And they will take a knee here. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
2nd and 11.
Here's Jackson to throw. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
As this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.